With a music career spanning 50 years, John Prine remained a dedicated songwriter, faithful to his craft, whether experiencing international acclaim or battling cancer. Through it all, he never shut himself off from life, and it showed in his intimate, emotive songs. From smash hits told from a female perspective contemplating the meaning of existence, to pensive ballads highlighting societal struggles, Prine's body of work is both powerful and reassuring. In this video, we're going to look at his best work. Starting off at number 10, we have Hello in There. A gentle piano intro paints a sorrowful opening to Hello in There, a poignant song first released in 1971 and re-released on Prine's 2000 album, Souvenirs.
We had an apartment in the city.
Written when he was only just 22 years old, the lyrics highlight the songwriter's old soul. Dealing with themes of loneliness and reflection, John drew from real-life experiences while writing the track.
A life of their own, and left us alone.
In his early days, he delivered newspapers to an elderly care facility. He was always struck by patients who pretended he was a relative coming to visit when he was making his deliveries because they longed for someone to connect with. Written in honour of those lonely souls who touched him so much, this song would go on to be a pivotal part of his legacy when he passed away.
It don't matter anymore.
Fellow songwriter Jason Isbell, who was heavily influenced by Prine, performed the ballad in honour of his late friend. The Prine family's foundation in honour of John's memory is also named after the tune.
Oh, people just grow lonesome. Oh, waiting.
At number 9, we have Long Monday. After battling cancer and beating it, Prine wasted no time getting back into the studio to record his album, Fair and Square.
You and me.
One of the record's strongest editions, Long Monday, contains all of the singer-songwriter's classic techniques.
Buzzing round a glass of sweet Chablis. A radio's on, windows rolled up and my mind's rolled.
This acoustic country-inspired track is lyrically driven, with Prine's voice singing as he embarks on a car ride. Life weighing heavy on his mind, as it usually does in his music.
Love can be made, and we made time look like time could never fade. Friday
The
night.
light, airy instrumentation creates a beautiful contrast as the story of a struggling relationship is told, with a lover soon leaving the protagonist.
Gonna be a long Monday, sitting all alone on a mountain by a river that has no end.
In the scope of his powerful work, Long Monday remains one of his most enduring tales that leaves the listener intrigued and pleasantly haunted.
Again.
At number 8, Summer's End.
Summer's ends around the bend just flying. The swimming.
A forlorn song lamenting on the passing of time took on new meaning when the music video was shot for Prine's nostalgia-ridden tune, Summer's End.
Conversation. I hope
The directors of the 2018 film Recovery Boys also directed the video to this track, which was released the same year.
far from home you feel.
The film offers an eye-opening look into America's opioid epidemic, and the directors took the same approach with Prine's video, which he proudly approved of.
Well, I don't know, but I can see it snow.
The video, along with the song's poetic lyrics, had a great impact on listeners and critics alike.
Wide open, just come on home.
American Songwriter magazine voted Summer's End as their favourite song of 2018.
Don't have to be alone.
Number 7, Fish and Whistle.
I've been thinking lately about the people I meet, the car wash on the corner and the hole in the street.
John Prine surprisingly spent a good portion of his professional career as a mailman. As he walked his route, he would make up some tunes. Fish and Whistle is one of his fan favourite, enduring tracks that offers a stream of consciousness style look into his everyday life.
Whistle ain't go fishing in heaven.
Delving heavily into his work and personal life, he regales audiences about a day in the life of John Prine in his early years over country folk style instrumentation.
I was in the army, but I never dug a trench. Used to bust my knuckles on a monkey wrench.
In true artistic fashion, it soon becomes a story with deeper meaning, highlighting life's minute problems that can soon turn worse.
You forgive us and we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. Then we'll whistle and go.
When Prine first introduced the track to a live audience back in '78, he alluded to an old prayer he couldn't quite recall from childhood that dealt with a fish and whistle when you were having a case of the bad Monday blues.
Again, again. On my very first job I said thank you and please. They made me scrub. She was a level-headed dancer on the road.
At number 6 we have Spanish Pipe Dream.
Just a soldier on my way to Montreal. Well, she pressed her chest against me about the...
Prine's down-home roots are on fine display here with Spanish Pipe Dream, an early release from his debut album.
Blow up your TV, throw away your paper, go to the country, build you a home.
Perhaps one of the folkier songs he ever recorded, this sassy, succinct tune tells the classic tale of a soldier meeting and falling in love with a very wise dancer who offers up a few life lessons.
And acted real naive, for I knew that.
The entire production effortlessly pays homage to the cowboy songs that shaped the early American West.
She did the hoochie coo, yeah, she sang her song all night long, telling me what to do.
This track was a favourite of country western singer-songwriter John Denver, who released his own version in 1971.
Build you a home. All my love, all my kissing, you don't know where you've been a messing, old boy.
At number 5 we have Oh Boy.
The world will see that you were meant for me.
Buddy Holly is reimagined with this popular cover of the pioneering rock and rollers' celebratory Oh Boy tune.
When you're with me, old boy, the world will see that you.
Holly first released this romantic hit single with his band The Crickets in 1957, and it spent time in the top 10 on American charts and climbed all the way to number 3 in the UK.
I'm gonna see my baby tonight, all of my love, all of my kissing, you know.
For the special project, The Crickets and Their Buddies, collaborative recordings were released with star musicians like John Prine and Eric Clapton, lending their talents to classic Holly songs. Released in the early 2000s, this song is an absolute gem and it's one of Prine's most streamed tracks.
All my love, all of my kiss.
Number 4, That's the Way the World Goes Round.
I know a guy that's got a lot to lose. He's a pretty nice fella, kinda confused, got muscles in his head.
A starry, spirited track, That's the Way the World Goes Round, is a song written for the average Joe trying to get by in a world full of ups and downs.
Beats his old lady with a rubber hose, then he takes her out to dinner.
With a philosophical undertone, Prine was inspired to write this acoustic number while lamenting on all the cynicism he saw in those around him, including himself at times. unique lyrics are a highlight of this track, with Prine engaged in skillful wordplay that only a writer of his calibre could pull off. Appearing on his 1978 Bruised Peach album, country queen Miranda Lambert eventually worked up a version of her own and released it on her award-winning Revolution album. In true cowgirl fashion, she transformed it into a moody Texas anthem.
Clothes, naked as the eyes of a clown. I was crying ice cubes, hoping I'd croak when the sun...
Number 3, Clay Pigeons.
I'm going down to the Greyhound station, gonna buy a ticket to ride. I'm gonna find that lady.
Featured on Prine's critically acclaimed Fair and Square album, which garnered him a Grammy Award for Best Contemporary Folk Album. Prine's songwriting genius uses the symbolism of a Greyhound bus as a metaphor for escaping one's problems.
Sing the song for the people to meet and get along with it all. Where the people say y'all, I sing a song.
An everyday scenario of hopping on a bus to get out of town takes on a deeper meaning as the story builds, with the final scenes ultimately painting a picture of quiet toughness and unassuming durability.
I'd like to stay, but I might have to go to start over again. I might...
At number 2 is Angel from Montgomery.
I am an old woman named after my mother.
Easily considered to be John Prine's most famous song thanks to Bonnie Raitt's bluesy cover of it, this nostalgic track, told from the perspective of an aging woman, is one of America's most popular and important recordings to come out of the contemporary music landscape.
Down a long time ago, make me an angel to fly.
John was famous for easily pulling off singing from different points of view, never shying away from telling a story from the eyes of a female protagonist.
Just give me one thing that I can hold on to.
With poetic and deeply tangible lyrics, the woman's yearning for meaning in her life is brilliantly conveyed through hushed desperation and simmering courage.
When I...
Our number 1 spot goes to In Spite of Ourselves.
She don't like her eggs all runny. She thinks...
A happy-go-lucky love song about two soulmates who are ideal for each other due to their perfectly fitting imperfections.
Like the Easter bunny, she's my baby, I'm her honey.
In Spite of Ourselves marked a significant turning point for Prine in the late 90s.
He ain't got laid in a month of Sundays, caught him one.
When he stepped into the recording studio with fellow singer-songwriter Iris Dement, he had no idea if he'd be able to pull off the male vocal part for the song.
My baby, and I'm his honey, never gonna let.
You see, he had just beaten cancer, which involved a lot of radiation on his neck, possibly heavily affecting his vocal cords.
Bow against all odds, honey, we're...
Much like the song, the story has a happy ending as well. Prine pulled off the vocal take with his usual effortless conversational style, with one exception. He had a bit more of a smoky rasp to his voice.
Alright.
This bubbly tune is the title track to his 1999 album, featuring an array of duets with talented female artists. So I hope you've enjoyed this little romp through the music of John Prine. Hopefully you've realised what a special musician he was.
All my jokes are corny.
Which songs do you think should have been on the list? Let us know in the comments.
Ketchup on her scrambled eggs. Swears like a sailor when she shaves her legs. She takes a licking and keeps on ticking.